Hello hunters, welcome back to my channel, my name is Peppo. The longsword might look like a simple weapon and it's definitely beginner friendly, but it actually has a lot of hidden mechanics that many players don't fully understand. So in this video I'll be breaking down some longsword techniques you might find interesting, along with tips to help you improve from beginner to advanced levels. The first tip I want to share is how to properly begin a hunt with longsword in MHWilds. Usually starting with a spirit charge right after a stealth attack, and then following up with a spirit Roundslash is the most effective way to take on most monsters, as you will get to white gauge very quickly. To pull this off, you need to hold R2 immediately after pressing circle to trigger your stealth attack from behind the monster. If you wait too long to hold R2, your hunter will perform a spirit blade first instead of the spirit charge, which will make you lose time. That said, some monsters like Guardian Gaoren, Guardian Fulguranjanat, Blangonga, and Nu Udra will roar almost immediately after engaging, leaving you no time to attack after the spirit Roundslash. In these cases, you can either wait after the stealth attack performing quick attacks before doing a counter, or if you are more experienced, set a bomb before the stealth attack so you can execute a spirit slash right after it. Spirit Roundslash is one of the most popular ways to level up your gauge, and in Wilds its cheating animation can be cancelled in several ways. The most important options are cancelling with a Rising Slash, ideal if you need to execute a Foresight Slash immediately, or rolling away if you don't have time to follow up with an attack. If the monster has some wounds, I personally recommend using Focus Strike Unbound Thrust, which skips the sheathing animation and delivers a massive blow. If you're in red spirit gauge, you can perform a Foresight Slash right after a Roundslash, or if you need to evade an attack, move away with a spinning Crimson Slash instead. You can also cancel a Roundslash with a Phase Slash. This lets you continue a spirit combo and level up your gauge with another Roundslash. Although this combo takes a bit longer than using a Rising Slash and a spirit charge, it deals more damage. Once you hit the red gauge, you can deliver quick, powerful slashes by pressing R2 for a Spirit Blade first and triangle for a Crimson Slash first. This combo is very strong because you can chain these attacks rapidly. Just be sure to press R2 shortly after triangle to cancel part of the Crimson Slash first animation, allowing you to keep up the fast pace. The great thing about this combo is that it doesn't require much commitment, keeping you ready to counter an incoming attack at any moment. If needed, you can seamlessly transition into a Foresight Slash, follow up with a Spirit Roundslash and a Spinning Crimson Slash, and then loop right back into the same combo. And remember, you can move in any direction while executing this combo, so feel free to reposition as needed. Once you get comfortable with the longsword and its basic mechanics, it's time to take it up a notch. One useful tactic is to use the Hyper Armor on the Spirit Thrust. When timed correctly, this move grants knockback resistance and reduced damage from all attacks except pins. Typically, you would use the Spirit Thrust during a monster's roar to create an opening for a Helm Breaker. But it's also effective against monster attacks if you want to trigger the Counter-Strike skill more easily. After landing a Helm Breaker, consider following up with a Focus Strike to quickly return to red gauge if you have some wounds available. Alternatively, if the monster is about to attack you again, you can opt for a special sheath plus Spirit Slash to counter the attack and go back to red spirit gauge. Focus mode is one of the most crucial features in Monster Hunter Wilds, and mastering it is key to getting the most out of your weapon. Some moves have a limited angle of execution, so you can only perform them in certain directions. By using the focus mode, for example, you can land a Spirit Roundslash even if you're facing away from your target. Just hold L2 in the right direction and perform your Spirit Roundslash. Even the follow-up move for Foresight Slash can be redirected in any direction to make landing it easier. Plus, when you are in Special Sheath, you can rotate a full 360 degrees before executing a Spirit Slash. So it doesn't matter the direction you're facing at the start of the Special Sheath, you can always orient your attack with the Focus mode. Keep in mind that Focus mode also extends the reach of your attacks, making it easier to hit more distant targets. Longsword features a unique special attack that can only be executed on slopes, the Aerial Spirit Blade Draw. This move is not only quite powerful on its own, but it also deals significant mount damage and can be immediately followed by a Spirit Roundslash. So if you are fighting on a slope and need to quickly level up your spirit gauge, this is an excellent option to consider. At a higher level, the longsword opens up new ways to counter monster attacks, optimizing your hunt and taking your skills to the next level. For example, releasing R2 during a spirit charge when in red gauge grants you hyper armor. This mechanic is one of the best ways to trigger counter-strike against most attacks. Unlike Spirit Trust, you can follow this up with either a special sheath or a Foresight Slash, giving you more flexibility since you are not forced to execute a Spirit Helmbreaker. I recommend using this technique against monsters' double attacks. Activate hyper armor on the first hit and then immediately counter the second. Mastering this touch will greatly optimize your hunts. Longsword offers many cancels and animation skips, and one of my favorite has to be the cancel on Foresight Slash. You can skip the follow-up animation by using a special sheath if you are expecting a second attack right after evading the first, or by using a focus strike if the monster is exposing a wound soon after an attack. This combo can really make a difference during your hunts, especially against aggressive attacks. Make sure to try it out. Have you ever gotten stuck in the animation after a failed Iceborne Slash? Advanced longsword users know exactly how to handle it. The quickest recovery is to perform a spirit charge. From there, you have a couple of stylish options. You can release R2 and execute a Spirit Blade second in any direction, or cancel the spirit charge into a special sheath to follow up with a Iceborne Slash shortly afterward. Another great option is to cancel into a Foresight Slash, which lets you evade a quick incoming attack. This cancel is probably my favorite longsword touch. The final longsword touch is a bit niche but represents the pinnacle of flexibility for longsword players, dodging a monster's attacks by perfectly timing a dismount attack from the Seikret. You can use this move after healing or sharpening your weapon while riding your Seikret, or just to flex. It's especially impressive on Jin the Hutt's Nova if you can pull it off. If the attack lands and it is timed correctly, it will level up your gauge and grant you hyper armor, letting you rejoin the fight in a cool and stylish way. And that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and that these tips and touch bring you one step closer to mastering the longsword. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, it really helps out. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a great rest of your day. See you in the next one.